Hey Shima, come check this out. What? What do you want? Oh, what is this? Oh, what's Ultrazilla doing today? He wants to do a comparison video between us. What? There's nothing to compare. I'm from Japan, you're from the US. Yeah, but the fan base wants us compared. Oh, why is that? Well, you're much more expensive than I am, so what's justifying you? Hey, we're all in this together, and there's room for all of us on the shelves, isn't there? Of course. And I mean, just because I'm cheap doesn't mean I'm worse than you, right? What? Right? Wrong.
Whoa, slow it down, you elitist Shima. We don't know quite yet who is better. What up, my zillions? This is a comparison video between the SH Monsterarts Godzilla 1962, which was released in Japan in December, and just recently brought over here to the US by Bluefin Distribution within the last month or so, a little less than that now. This is the Neca Godzilla 1962, which was just released last week by Neca. I picked mine up through Neca's eBay shop. And it's trickling into Targets now and other stores, so you gotta wait for distribution. They make their stuff available on their web shop at either eBay or Amazon. First, because it comes to their warehouse first, so they ship it out. But those are shipped out at the same time as the ones that are shipped out to stores are. So if you're waiting for a BBTS or Target or whatever, it's coming. It's just got to get to where it's got to go. If like you're on the West Coast, you have a better shot. I've seen some folks on the West Coast already getting their figures. So that's kind of, it's just up to distribution. So it's coming out. Don't you worry. I got this guy from Muteki Sales, where I get all my SH Monsterarts Godzillas from. Link is down below. I thank them for their support of the channel always. So this is a hot button topic amongst the Godzilla collector community, right? Like, this is not the first time I've done a video like this. First in a while between Godzillas, I did the GMK Godzillas between Neca and SH Monsterarts, but that was also a review all-in-one. So review and this is not going to be that. This is going to be more of a discussion because I've reviewed this guy in the last day. Please check out those links at the end here of those completely individual reviews, detailed reviews on all of them. But why is this such a hot button topic? It's because these are in the same scale pretty much. Like if you look down the line, this is actually the biggest of the NECAs, and he's just like, he towers over this SH Monsterarts here, and that's gonna play into it as well. But generally, these are the only 6-inch scale, 1/12 scale Godzilla figures, articulated Godzilla figures on the market. So it's always going to be a topic of discussion and comparison. Whether you say, well, you can't really compare them because one, here in the US is at the $25 price point around, and the other one is around like the 75 and upwards price point depending on where you get it, right? So that is a big deal, right? So, you're gonna have a lot of folks that just swear by NECA. They're just gonna get whatever they get because the price point here in the US, that's major, and I don't blame you. Like if you want to just get NECAs, you can do so. But then if you want to get the SH Monsterarts stuff, that's like, Tamashii Nations, Bandai Japan, you're going to get a higher level of, I'm not going to say detail, but you're going to get a high level of articulation at the very least. and sometimes detail, you know, depending, again, how you look at these figures. So many things to talk about here, so many little, you know, ways I could lean towards one or the other. What I really want to say, though, is no matter what you choose, don't just use this video as your be-all, end-all. Ultimately, the choice is yours, and whatever choice you make for yourself is the right choice. And always think about that, alright? This has, you know, like, I am just one collector amongst many. And whether I review toys or not, I am just, you know, a dude literally in his basement reviewing toys here. Just because I like doing it, and I love the interaction between us, and I just love talking about this stuff. As my wife says, I like hearing the sound of my voice. But, like, seriously, you know, make your own decisions, no matter what that decision is. Stand by it. Don't be afraid to, like, shout it out and, like, shout your love out for either the Neca, the SH Monsterarts, or whatever else you want to get. Alright, we're going to really start out with a little box art nerd here. This is the SH Monsterarts box. It's a classic SH Monsterarts box. Nothing crazy here that we haven't seen before. Figure in front with the little Godzilla claw marks on it. You have 62 in the back and a little cross-cell of images here. And then, you know, a nice shot there. You know, all the product shots. More claw marks, more claw marks. It's a little boring. It's nothing we haven't seen before from, you know, SH Monsterarts. Here's the Neca, though. Very exciting box. Really, really like it. You know, you got the movie poster, Japanese movie poster all around, and you got the product shots on the back, which look totally fine. Some Japanese writing on them, some little write-up, which is cool. I really dig this. This is very nice. I'm so happy. There you go. That's the inside of the box. You got the mountain in the back here, Mount Fuji, and then you got Godzilla there. So I'm very happy that NECA is able to do this now. For the longest time, they had to use the style guide, you know, from Toho, which sucks, you know. So really, really happy for them to be able to use this. This is awesome to get to do their own boxes. Now, I mentioned this before, but the fact that they were able to use this particular movie poster and actually mention Kong and, you know, write Kong all over, you know, like, I know surface level licensing stuff, you need a license for that. So that is a big deal for me. So could we get a Kong from NECA? I don't know. That would be very, very awesome and something I might look towards SDCC for, so who knows? But as far as the box goes, this is a definite win for NECA. This is an awesome collector's box, something I definitely will be keeping. All right, next up, both sets come with beams. I'm going a little bit darker here just so you can see them better. This is the NECA one. It's really nice. It's got a nice sculpt. Just looks like kind of smoky and really cool looking. And it's got a nice whitewash over kind of like a yellowish. And then this one is more like a straight up beam. You know, it kind of looks more like what it looks like in the movie. It also has a stand. But honestly, I really, really like this one better. It's just a really cool sculpt. I do like that it's a little curved because sometimes that Godzilla has that like curved beam look, and it just fits in a nice hole in the back of his mouth there. Fits good. It looks pretty awesome. Not saying that this dude's beam isn't cool too. This is, you know, classic, just do like that, and that's fine. That's totally fine. But honestly, I really do like the NECA beam better in this instance for sure. But a big important thing for collectors is articulation. The SH Monsterarts definitely has more articulation. You know, it's Monsterarts. You know, this is what we know them for. Lots of great points of articulation. Feels really good. Moves really good, and the NECA is a little tight at the shoulders, a little hindered at the legs. It's not doing much. It's got decent articulation for sure. I'm not even gonna say for this price point, because it's like, for this price point, there's some figures that are really, really articulated. See, like, like certain Marvel Legends and whatnot. The Legacy Power Ranger figures were really, really articulated. But this does have an awesome tail, I gotta say. Really great. And the best of these, it's not loose at all. As you guys know, NECA's had some problems with the segmented tails being a little loose, like the Shin Godzillas. This one's nice and tight. And the rest of it is a bit too tight. The jaw on this one moves a little weird. It was very tight, and it was a little sealed actually, whereas everything moves very well here on the Shima. So definitely here, I mean, this is an obvious thing, but definitely here the SH Monsterarts wins. Alright folks, this is where we get into a bit of a murky area, because everybody's going to have their own opinion on this. I obviously have mine. These opinions are my own. I don't state these as fact. This is what I've been able to gather, because, again, reviewing these guys like in depth in the last day, I watched King Kong vs. Godzilla yet again, a movie I've watched like a million times in my life. Also, I watched it again last night, so just to give myself like another, I want to open their mouths, refresher on them, and just kind of sit there and compare them to what I was seeing on screen. So it's like, we're going to talk about the paint, we're going to talk about the sculpt, and what I, have determined between the two. Now, as far as paint goes, and overall, I feel like there's two things here that we're looking at. I think the NECA was doing more of the daytime scenes Godzilla here, because in a lot of those scenes you do see the nails, and they are more white. You have him there, you have him there. You also see him in this more lighter color. There's a lot of nice paint on this this NECA. There's a lot of nice paint. There's a good wash here. You're really seeing him dusty and dirty. They did a really great job. There's no doubt about it. They did a great job on the paint. The Monsterarts, though, went with a darker look, a more charcoal, gray, classic Godzilla look. And in a lot of the darker scenes, as well as the movie poster, and you can see it right on the box of the NECA, you can't really tell that his nails are white. It's more dark and kind of blends in as a gray. That's what they went for here, and that's right as well. So as far as accuracy in the paint, I think they both are kind of right. Again, watching the movie, there's scenes where he looks like this, scenes where he looks like that. So I'm not gonna say one is better than the other. That's just my observation from just watching the movie with the figures up close. Once again, there's definitely scenes like this, there's definitely scenes like this. So as far as that goes, it's a wash, for sure. Now overall, what I will say is the NECA has a lot of effort in that paint, whereas here you're not getting much of a wash at all on top of the gray. There's maybe very slight places where you could say there's a little bit going on, but it's not to the level of this. This is a lot of paint. They did a really good job. The mouth is clean, whereas the SH Monsterarts actually is well done as well, but it has more of a dirty look, and I'm fine with that. They both look good in that regard, the mouths. This is just a little bit darker, and this is much, much brighter. As far as their eyes go, this is a nice bright yellow on the NECA, and they did a clear eye thing here on the SH Monsterarts, where it, it's reflective, and I feel like a lot of the problems folks have is not being able to properly see, the eyes well, and when you look at it head on, it almost looks like the eyes are out of place, and I'm seeing eyes out of place here now, but when I look at it like this, it's not so bad. It's a weird thing there. Whereas the simple painted look kind of works for the NECA in the fact that I'm not getting that like head on. It looks totally fine because I can see the eyes, but they both look like googly-eyed Cookie Monsters, which this suit is. And in that regard, I think they both did well sculpting it out. This more looks like a Cookie Monster, whereas this more looks like a Godzilla. And in that regard, I'm going to say the SH Monsterarts does it better. I feel like, and I know I've seen a lot of folks say this is more accurate. I don't see it. I just watched the movie again, and I see in most scenes, I see this. I think they got his gait right. I think they got the way the head is positioned way better. You can make it like that, but I think it doesn't really, the NECA doesn't really sit like this does. And that is the way he looks. If you see a lot of side angles from, and you see it just on his box, on the movie poster, this is what the SH Monsterarts went for, and this is what it looks like. As far as straight on, they both do a pretty good job. I don't think one, now that I've reviewed them both, I don't think one is really that much bigger than the other, except that, physically bigger, but proportionally, I think they did about the same. The length is, of the, where the eyes are to each other is about right. The nose as well, so they did that pretty much right. I think this is slightly shorter on top, whereas this is a little bit longer, and the lower jaw is shorter. The lower jaw on the NECA is way too long, and that is a no doubter. The jaw is just way too long. The G62 really doesn't look like that. It does look like this. Again, look at them from the side, and you'll see this profile. That is spot on. And Ultrazilla Jr. was watching along with me. I had my wife come in to give me her analysis, and they both said this has and the scenes I was showing her, this looked more like it. Again, this does look like the proper sculpt colors, and they did a good job with the sculpt. It's beautifully detailed. But I think overall, me personally, I feel like this did a more accurate job getting his proportions right and getting the head right. And whereas this looks more cartoonish than it actually is. That said, I think this paint is better here overall. They did a great job representing this look and the daytime look of Godzilla here. This is what it looks like. And they did a fantastic job with that overall. So paint, I think, is here, but overall sculpt, I think this one works better for me. And the spines here, I think it's a wash. I think they both did a great job. It looks right on both. You do have lighter colors here and a little bit darker there, but otherwise, yeah, they're pretty much the same. The tail's a little fatter here than here. I don't know. This tail is almost better to me because I feel like I look at it and I see more. Just looking at it here, you just see like that G64, I keep saying 64, I think, 62 look there. So maybe he's got a better tail than him. But yeah, I stand by that. I like the sculpt here better as a G62, but I do like the paint here more. So there you go. Also the plastic quality, if you're wondering. This is solid, like a good, like playable toy, solid. That NECA does really well with the Godzillas. It's kind of different. And I don't know this for sure, but it's kind of different feeling than, say, their regular figures. They are solid too, but there's something about their Godzillas that just makes them feel really sturdy. Whereas we know the plastic quality here, it's very much like a lot of the SH figure arts. It's a little lighter of a plastic, but it feels so good. I love the way these guys feel, and I always talk about this when I talked about my Thanos versus the Thanos comparison between SHF and Marvel Legends. I've said the same thing. I can't. The quality that you feel here in hand is a lot different than you feel here. And that is no doubt, as far as the collector in me goes, this is more of something I lean towards. Now, something I like to talk about in these things, and it's one of those things that a lot of like reviews do not talk about, is like the intangible factor. There's just something about like what a figure does for you personally that I can only speak for myself here. You know, this is always going to be subjective, you know, like to your individual taste. A lot of this is, though. I always say that as well. A lot of this is subjective. But for my overall feeling, you know, like, and what it does for me, I just like this more. It just feels good. It looks really good. For me, it does, you know, what it needs to. It looks the part, and I don't know, something about it, you know, just makes me feel good. I look at that head and I think G62, and I really like it. It's also in that neck. That neck is amazing. It's more accurate than this neck. And this is great. You know, this is an amazing figure. And maybe it's in the eyes, you know, like the eyes do a lot for me here. I just really, really dig the glass eyes. It feels like it's like emoting back to me. It's got a lot of character. It just makes it have a lot of character, and the way the mouth looks and everything, the shorter jaw, lower jaw, it just ends up just feeling better to me, you know what I'm saying? So that's my opinion as far as the intangibles go. So the final piece of the equation is obviously price. Like I said earlier, you're looking at a lot more for the SH Monsterarts. I even looked it up now, and like BBTS has it for like $100. So that's more. If you got it from Japan, it was less, but you had to pay for shipping and whatnot. This guy is around the $25 price point, depending on where you get it. You're gonna be able to get this guy at Target and stuff like that. So like that's a big deal. They come with the same things. You know, you just get a stand for the beam here, but you get a beam here. So overall, I mean, obviously this is the better deal. Like as much as I really like the SH Monsterarts, and I like it better personally, I like this better than this. But this is really good, and for the price point, this is the better buy. So I mean, it's always good. I want to say it's always gonna be the better buy, but you know, sometimes it just isn't, like, because it will come with more, and it'll be such a huge difference that it won't be like. But like, let's say the SH Monsterarts Shin Godzilla versus the Neca Shin Godzilla. You know, like, say what you will about the faults the SH Monsterarts has, it's not a better buy than the Neca Shin Godzilla, because the Neca Shin Godzilla to me just wasn't good, you know. That is not the case here. This is a very good figure, and for the price point, it just works. So obviously, if you didn't get this one, don't fret, because this one is gonna, you know, it still looks like G62. It's a good daytime version of G62. So I think this is absolutely a good buy, and you should definitely get it. If you didn't get this one, don't worry about this one. Get this one, you'll be happy. Because, you know, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna go here, but and this is because of price, the community around the SH Monsterarts, a fan base, and I'm part of it, is a little more unforgiving when there's something wrong here. And there are figures in this particular production run with the eyes, with the teeth, that are a little messed up. So that's it's harder to justify the price point when you do have QC issues here. You do get QC issues with NECA. There's no doubt about it. I've had many NECA products break on me, but the difference is you do have a customer service that's responsive and they help you. So there you go. This is the better buy right now. There's no doubt about it. I can't say anything else. It's a really good figure. I like this one more. I mean, tale of two opinions here. I like this one more overall. I really love what SH Monsterarts did, and I'm happy that I got it. Always am. But this one is definitely the better buy here. You get a lot, you get your G62 fill. There's no doubt about it. All right, and that is it, guys. Hope you dug this comparison video. Hope it works out for you. You make your own decisions, though. Ultimately, I do think they're both really awesome, and yeah, I do. I love them both. I'm glad I have them both. So there you have it. But better buy here. Go forward. Have fun with it. And don't worry about not getting the more expensive one. This is one of those times where you can feel good as a Neca fan. You can feel good as a Godzilla fan going with the cheaper route. So there's no doubt about that. All right, that is it. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Till next time. Peace out, peeps.